Well, kia ora te whanau. Welcome here to Massey Park in Papakura. Great to have you company for round 5 the NZRL Premiership for 2025. And we've got a men's match to kick off the double header today between the Falcons from Akarana and the Vulcans from Auckland. So these two Auckland teams going at it, and both have identical records coming into this match. They have 2 wins and 1 loss, both losing to counties, but both beating Bay of Plenty and Waikato. So not much to split these teams in previous, well, nothing to split these two teams in previous results. And there's also very evenly matched teams that are going to be taking to the field in just a moment. Glenn Lama here with Willie Poaching for the call today. And this one should be good, even though it's going to be tough for these two teams to qualify for the final, with counties pretty much locking up the Northern Conference now with 1 game to play.
Yeah, good morning, Glenn. Yeah, really excited for this one. As you say, they both come in very, very even as far as the table is concerned. But there's a lot at stake here for both of these teams. But a lot of pride, bragging rights, of course. These two teams are very familiar with each other as far as personnel is concerned. A lot of these guys play their club football together, but they all play in the same Auckland Fox Memorial competition. So look for the game to be very, very tight and very similar in how they approach it. But the bragging rights at the end of this, and that sometimes that's worth more than 2 points or any trophy. Indeed.
So there's a lot to look forward to over the next couple of hours here. Let's have a look at the Akarana team, and a pretty powerful backline headlined by Francis Ledger and Hawiki Annandale, who have reunited in the halves again this week. Joels Baker, who was at 5/8 last week, moves back to fullback for this game. And in the forwards, Blades Collins Kamuhemu has been a very good player this season for Point Chev. He's there again. Trent Schaumkul's back to stiffen the pack. Waka Tate moves back to the second row for this game, and Casey Tormai is going to be the captain. Coaching is Jeff Morton and Henry Nicholas.
Here with Henry Nicholas from the Akarana Falcons. You're coming off a bye, you got an even match against the Vulcans. What's the mentality coming into the final round?
Mentality today is just win. We've had good preparation. We've had a good week. Boys really hungry, and just looking forward to finishing the campaign on a bit of a high.
Talk us through the season so far.
Yeah, pretty good. All in all, we'd love to be playing next week, but it is what it is. We just want to finish well today.
What's been your message to the team?
Win. Just consistency around our exit sets and being good with the football, finishing in the right parts of the field. That's probably been our biggest message.
And what are you expecting from Vulcans?
Oh, a lot of fire, a lot of heat. They're a quality pack. So we've got to make sure that we're looking after their forward pack. Because we see them. We see that as they're a bit of a threat to us. So we've got to make sure that we take good care of them.
Bragging rights online. All the best today.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks.
Yeah, Henry Nicholas, good Richmond Rovers man. Let's have a look at the Vulcans lineup now. Dukes Kauhiva is back to fullback today. He was a halfback last week with the injury to Corey Craig. Unfortunately, the stylish Hibiscus Coast fullback not playing today. Elsewhere in the backline, Dion Fraser and Fred Muller are back to run the show at 6 and 7 respectively, even though Muller is wearing the 2 jumper. Patrick Sipley gets the co-captain's armband today. He's going to start at prop. Desmond To'ofoe is back at hooker, and Sam Waterworth is there again. Another very good player, robust back rower. He will play all day if required. Let's hear from coach now. Good Marist man, Simon Uremia.
Here with Simon Uremia from the Vulcans. Simon, it's the final round of footy. Talk us through today's match against the Akarana.
This match, last one for the round, bit of a grudge match here, just between some of the boys. They're playing their old teammates, so they're looking forward to getting bragging rights for the end of the year.
Thinking across the season, what do you need from today to put together a complete performance?
So today we really got to focus on our defense, just making sure that we're limiting their yards in their own half, and then just making sure that we're completing down there in the right end so that they're always coming out of their half.
Your last 2 matches blew out. How are you expecting the team to perform in a kind of closer encounter?
We talked about that, just having a lot of fun the last 2 weeks, but we had to dig deep this week just to make sure that we're focused, because we know that Akarana is going to be a pretty hard team to get on top of.
Hey, all the best.
Thank you.
So both teams ready for kick-off in just a moment. Auckland's results: a loss to County, 17 points to 8. And then big wins over Waikato and Bay of Plenty, 66 to 10 and 66 to 4. Akarana losing 2 counties by 20 to 10, so a similar score to the margin that Auckland lost to them, but then wins over Waikato 38 to 24, and then Bay of Plenty 48 to 8. But yeah, this match couldn't be more even in terms of personnel split across these two teams, Willie. It's really tough to predict a winner here. We've got some very good club players on both sides of the field today.
Yeah, and a lot of players have had very, very good seasons, of course, this year. A lot of them have come out of the Mount Albert side that were successful, you know, reaching the grand final, just going down to Otago. If their contingent has filled up that very, very good county side. But also, you can see the Richmond coaching staff who took their team all the way to grand final success last season. So, yeah, you're right. Both teams are littered with experience and some quality players who'll be looking to finish their seasons on a high.
Absolutely. The other clubs represented today, Point Chev, Ponsonby, and Manukau as well. And, of course, not forgetting that there's a sprinkling of Marist players in there too today. Don't forget, this is game one of a double-header here today at Papakura. We've got a terrific match coming at 2 o'clock this afternoon between the Counties and Akarana women's teams. Both are unbeaten. This will be the last round of the round robin before grand final next Sunday. So it's going to be the Vulcans to kick off. Thanks for joining us as we welcome you to this broadcast. And it's going to be Akarana with the first possession. This should be a very even match as Trent Shumkul takes the first carry. Been around a few clubs in the Auckland region and back in the Akarana rep team today. Good to see him still playing. Good carry there from Solomon, who's moved into the back row. He started this rep season in the front row. Tomai. Here's a nice little dab from dummy half. Very nippy players, Collins, Kamuhemu and Annandale. Played a lot of footy together now. Ledger with that kick, who's back at 5'8" for this game today. And that's down to Kauhiva. Who's Kauhiva? How do you reckon? You know him pretty well. Willie, being a Marist man yourself, how do you reckon he's going to go fullback today?
Yeah, unfamiliar for Dookie to play out at fullback, usually playing in the halves and directing play, but he gets a bit of space to run. He's got a very, very good running game. So he could be dangerous for the Vulcans this afternoon.
He's been in and around rep footy for a while. That was Takai Williams with that carry right on the halfway line here for the Vulcans, and there's a penalty. Falcons players not clearing the ruck quickly enough for Paki Parkinson's liking.
Yeah, first blood to the Vulcan side, getting a penalty on the halfway line. Able to really keep their discipline, be controlled defensively when the Akarana side were working their way out, but unfortunately for Akarana, just a bit loose in contact, trying to rescue it back, and in doing so concede a penalty.
So here's the Vulcans with a chance to attack. Straight into the action here, Jardine Naumo. Big man. This is David Jardine Naumo, been a big stalwart of the Mount Albert club for a while now. Tortofoy at dummy half. There's Waterworth. Giving it out to Sipley, who's standing wide in the ruck this time. Sipley trying to milk another penalty there. Tortofoy. Now Waterworth again. So the Vulcans hot on attack here. Waterworth, a very good player. He's only 5 metres out. Tortofoy again. Jardine Naumo very close to scoring once more. The Vulcans hot on attack here. Torfoy driving over, but he's going to be held up. And he'll go back to 10 to play it. Tezi Torfoy from the Manukau Magpies. Waterworth into dummy half for the Vulcans. Here's the play from Muller. Awkward little bounce perhaps. No, Baker's got it. But an excellent set. And Akarana forced into a line dropout.
Yeah, well done to the Vulcan side, playing very disciplined, very simple to start this game. Using up their middles to really suffocate the defence from the Falcon side. And a nice little kick in to the back, as you said, from Muller. Just squeezes them in the end goal, getting another set to attack.
David Jardine Naumo will not have his brother Ethan not playing today. It's the one Jardine Naumo playing today. Now here's Sipley again. Torfoy, Waterworth. Nice pass out to Fraser. Kauhiva into the line. Now Williams. Well defended though by the Falcons. Annandale drifted wide, as did Timor Williams coming in off his wing to halt Takai Williams. Torfoy back on the inside. Jardine Naomo. Good work rate from him early in the game. Vulcans just 10 metres out. Here's Sipley again. Last tackle now for the Auckland side. Torfoy. Muller. Oh, Ledger went for the intercept. 4-2. Yes, Falala. And is that a try? Oh, held up again. Brilliant try-saving tackle there.
Nice last play from the Vulcans. Looking to shift. They saw a broken defensive line as Ledger tried to shoot out. Falala brings the ball back in. And it just goes from bad to worse here for the Falcons as they knock on him first tackle. 10 metres out. And they get so close. Some great defence from the Akarana side.
Yeah, initially it was the Vulcans who thought Beale had scored there. That's a bit. What about big Mike Williams dropping the ball there? Jeepers.
They go really close there. And they're knocking on the door. The Vulcans just putting so much pressure. We'll see if this Falcons defence can break.
Fraser. Dion Fraser, nice little option to bring back Portu. How about Portu last week? 6 tries he scored in the one game against Bay of Plenty. Naumo getting close again. Jardine Naumo can't quite reach out there. Here's Waterworth. Nice tackle by his opposite number, Casey Tormai. Got all of them that time. Torfoy, quick play the ball though. Here's Muller again. And Muller driven back. This Akarana goal line defence has been quality so far. Torfoy. Oh, almost comes a cropper there, but nicely salvaged. And now here's Kauhifa. Still inside the 10, so all the early pressure, but no points for the Vulcans so far. Waterworth. Now they've got a bit of a roll on here. Williams, good pass. And there is a try. And it's the man who can't stop scoring tries. 6 tries last week for Jerry Porto, and he's got it. Another one here.
Yeah, nice try for the Vulcans, and you could just feel it was coming. Just how much ball they had, knocking on the door. The Falcons coming up with errors. It's getting too close. Waterworth, who's had a big presence in the game early doors, gets it out to his halfback, Dion Fraser. Great cutout ball from the number 7 to Takaya Williams. Just draws the winger in. And that try-scoring machine. Jerry Porto scoring in the corner, open up the scoring for the game. Very, very, very good start for the Vulcans.
Yes, 7 tries, 8 tries now in the Premiership. There's just 6 against Bay of Plenty last week. I think we can safely accuse him of being greedy last week. No doubt about it.
If you look at the table and you look at the for and against, they're by far ahead of any other team as far as points scored and the difference. So they've got no issue scoring. It's their try line defence and stopping tries from the opposition that let them down against a county's team.
Yeah, well, there wasn't. Thinking back to that game in round 2, Willie, there was not a lot in that game. You know, key moments in that game that maybe counties executed just a little bit better, got them over the line. It was not. It was certainly not one-way traffic in that game. And now this is Dukes Kauhiva lining this one up. Kicked 7 goals last week, 9 the previous week, and he's going to stay on none early on. But 4 points to 0. Here he is, the try scorer, Porto, and he gives the Vulcans that lead 4-0. Pretty good goal line defence from Akarana though, even though they've conceded that first try.
Yeah, 3 sets they had to defend on their line. In the first 6 minutes, it was just the amount of ball that they gifted the opposition that finally caused it to break.
And you don't see Francis Ledger make mistakes like that too often, but he was well out on the full on that occasion. So Akarana back on D they go again.
Yeah, Henry Nicholas will be just sending the message out to show some discipline, show some concentration, And whenever they're able to secure the ball, just try and cause a bit of a grind here.
So Fraser going for maximum distance, and that's a good touch finder from him. So again, if the Vulcans work through their set nicely here, they're going to be on the goal line again. I like the way they spread it wide. They weren't really getting much joy up the middle. Through Sipley and Jardine Naomo on that last set, but they smartly spread it. Resulted in a 4-pointer. Taught 40 again. Waterworth, Muller, now Beale, so close to scoring a moment ago. Tommy Beale, another Mount Albert player, playing in this game. Waterworth takes the carry himself. Been a rep player, this is his 3rd season in rep footy, 25 years of age, plays for Hibiscus Coast. Sipley on a flat pass from To'ofoe. To'ofoe doesn't have a crack himself. It's Jardine Naomo again. He's been rolled cleverly onto his back already. 3 times we've seen Vulcans players held up over the line, and it's that man there largely responsible for all the saves, for Akarana. Baker.
Yeah, he's done a really good job, especially against the big fellas.
Fraser.
Get underneath the ball.
Oh, Kauhiva with a little error there. Pass just a little bit too in front of him there, Dukes Kauhiva.
Yeah, disappointing finish. And you're right, they look good and they look dangerous, the Vulcans, when they move the ball. I just feel there's a tendency to use up Jardine Naomo, Sipley and Waterworth a little bit too much as on the crash ball. When there's some opportunities on the edge, if they can get some vision.
Well, we're 10 minutes, 11 minutes into the game, Willie, and I reckon this is the 2nd set that the Falcons have had in this match.
Yeah, in the first set, they dropped it on the first play.
Yeah, Wiki Teta, that's a good play the ball. Nice and fast. And now Tate. Nice ruck speed. Ledger senses an opportunity down the short side. Straight in the hands of Kauhiva. That's a good kick chase, though, by the Falcons.
Yeah, I'll give them that. They were able to chase, but I think they would have liked a little bit more distance. Trying to get it a little bit further down the field to make this Vulcan side just track back a little bit further and have to work a little bit longer up the field.
Ooh, 4-2's lost it there.
and he's got every right to be disappointed. He dropped it cold. Just out of nothing.
First error there for the Vulcans in the game, and yeah, Akarana let him know.
Yeah, rightly so. Get themselves G'd up. They go from having only 2 sets with the football to having a really good opportunity to post their first points of the game.
Well, exactly, and who knows, they might take the lead here. The Ledger gonna feed the scrum. Collins Kamuhemu off the back. Both teams very well balanced. Nice tackle coming in from Tuifua, Te Aratu Roosters player. In 2025. Carry from Wiki Tera straight off the bat here. Now here's a chance for Solomona. Oh, and now he has had it stripped out of his hands, so it's going to be a penalty for the Falcons.
Yeah, Paki Parkinson, referee, was quick to spot that.
That battle between Shamkul and Pat Sipley should be a beauty. Got 2 of the best front rowers going around in this game. Nice hands. Good little shift back on the inside from Annandale. The Falcons inside the 20. 15 metres out. Now Tomai. Collins, Kamuhemu. Straight onto it and it flashes Annandale. This is looking good for Baker. Ooh, no, a high tackle. Yes, it is a high tackle. Just drifting up high, but love the energy coming in from fullback there from Jewels Baker.
Yeah, I really like the tempo with which they played. They had some real intent about how they were going to attack that line.
Trent Shamkul. Collins coming here with short ball this time. Solomona. It's the try line right there as the Falcons look to strike back here. Tomai, the captain. He's only a whisker away. Collins Kamuhemu, big pass. Ledger. Oh, great tackle. What a tackle there from Timor Williams. Still here, though, for the Falcons. Another try-saving tackle. Jardine Naomo, that was a beauty. Falcons really should be over. Now Ledger trying to wake this one through. And it is gathered there by Dion Fraser. And that's good rugby league from both teams there, Willie.
Yeah, some great attack and some great D. Moving the ball around the Akarana side. Francis Ledger, this was a great tackle from Muller. But he gets a quick play the ball and out of nowhere. Naomo Jardine Naomo coming out of nowhere, flying to stop a possible try. He's had a big start to the game.
Kauhiva with that line dropout. And now a chance for Trent Shamko to wind up again. Taken by Waterworth and Torfoy. Now running onto this one is the other front row, Makaile Ilau. And another penalty going against the Vulcans. Here's Ilau again. Big rangy front rower from the Point Chef Pirates. Collins Kamuhemu. Nice ball this time. Baker right there. Into the line he comes. Baker. He's almost there again, but the Falcons defence, both teams, goal line defence has been really good so far in this game. Timor Williams plays the ball. Nice hands from Shamko. Eliu, well tackled by Beale. There's been some good tackling by the Vulcans. Now Ledger, good pass, and there's a score. And it's Mike Williams who's gone over to grab it for the Falcons. That's a hard-earned try. Goal line defence from both teams has been super good in this game so far. But it is 4-4 now with that try to Williams.
Yeah, they worked hard for this one, the Akarana side. I love some of their ball movement, changing angles, asking so many questions of the Vulcans D. And they came up with some answers in the first 4 plays. And they shifted out to the left here. It's that man, Francis Ledger. Great tackle on Mikaelio. He gets a quick play of the ball, looking for defenders to get around the corner, cut out pass, sees the winger, Sione Falala, in the touch too tight to his centre. And they get the ball out to the winger, who responds in kind to the opening try that the Vulcans came up with. 4-4, big kick to come from the sideline.
Mike Williams enjoying himself out there. That was actually a really good pickup by Williams.
And the ability to stay in field.
Yep.
You could see he was tickling the touchline there. Had a presence of mind to just get it in the field of play, put it down before he was pushed out. Well done, Mike Williams.
So here's Cess Ledger. Try and give the Falcons the lead. Not quite got the gas for that one, but 4 points all. I think after 17 and a half, but it's I think it's a fair reflection on the efforts both teams have put in so far, and we expected this game to be pretty close. That's what we're getting.
That's right. At the start of the game, it was all the Vulcans attacking the try line of the Falcons side, and they defended stoutly and just leaked once to concede that try. But they defended 3 sets in a row and almost identical. The Vulcans had to do the same, defending their try line for a good period of time, and then the Falcons able to get their first try. So yeah, very tight, very good contest this one, and the scoreline reflects that.
Reminding you again, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, we've got that women's game coming up between 2 unbeaten teams, Counties and Akarana. We'll be here at Massey Park as well. Oh, wow, a penalty coming there.
Yeah, just loosened contact, the Vulcans. Over wrestling. Referee Parky Parkinson, very quick on the whistle this afternoon.
Well, let's see what Wikitera can do. Warriors SG ball player and Jersey flag player last year. Ilaiu coming into the line again. Good energy from all these players so far. Collins Kamuhemu. Tolbai back on the inside of Shamkul, could tackle. From Herman Retzlaff, who's out there now. Here's Collins Kamuhemu. He's spotted a gap there. It's a great run by the hooker. Tolmai into dummy half. Ilaiu, well handled there by Muller.
Yeah, just got a bit loose with his carry there, big Micah. And looked like he lost control of the ball. A bit of a tussle here.
Fred Muller, I think just to let him know. Well, you know, halves take a bit of pride when they can force an error off a big front row, Willie.
That's right, and don't they let him know. This is what he's trying to do here. You can see Micah Ilaiu just lose the ball, had it loose in his left hand, and like a little angry chihuahua, a little halfback biting at his ankles. Just being annoying and letting him know. 1-0 to me.
For now, Ilaiu will be saying right back at you.
I've got your number.
Don't you worry. Williams with that carry. That's Takaya Williams. Easy to spot in that pink headgear today. And here's the run from Porto. Try scorer for the Vulcans. Next carry coming from Sione Falala, who's dropped it, but another strip penalty. 3 or 4 of them now in these first 20 minutes.
Yeah, it almost looked like a loose carry at first glance with a hand around the ball. You see Mike Ilaiu almost trying to get his hand out of the way rather than trying to strip, but the referee sees it differently. That'll be welcomed by the Vulcans because they get another penalty on halfway.
Yeah, one of those 51s for sure. Here's Takaya Williams. Annandale with that tackle. Retzlaff. Still great to see him still playing. 38 years of age. Herman Retzlaff just loves playing. Waterworth, lovely short ball to Sipley. Casey Tolmai got him though. To'ofoe off the big run, and look at the space for Desi To'ofoe. Very close to scoring the try. It's great awareness by the hooker that time. Fraser. Again, the goal line defence from Akarana is top notch. Last play now for the Vulcans. Muller with that. He's kicking for Falala over there. Oh, a tip back there for Fortu. And a referee is going to award another penalty, this time for the Falcons.
Offside, I think. It's in front of the kicker. I think that's what the referee's got him for, but they're persisting to try and knock down the front door when they're on the try line, the Vulcan side. And I think that they can use that as a bit of a foil to go out the back door, because when they've shifted the ball, they've really looked dangerous either side. And of course, they've come up with a try when they've done that. I think if they can use that ploy to go through the middle early and then shift it out, might bring them some points.
Yeah, one try piece in the game so far. Here's a run from Timor Williams. Oh, almost lost it. Nice little regather there. And now here comes Lepo Power Laisa. On the wing for the Falcons today. On the right wing side. Ilaiu's having a good game. Now Ledger. Oh, he's couldn't crack the Vulcans' defence on that occasion. Annandale with the kick on the last. Oh, dropped by Kauhiva. Picked up by Casey Tolmai. That was good kick pressure by Taipati Wikitera. And here goes Mike Williams. He's going to be really hard to stop. He's a big man who loves to get physical. Ilaiu. Collins coming him at dummy half. Annandale. Here's Baker. Coming back on the angle with Timor Williams. Timor Williams playing in the centres in this game, despite wearing the 2-jumper. Ponsonby Ponies player. Collins coming here. We can have a little sniff at the crowd line there, but he's lost it. Now what's going to happen here? It's play on. Oh, and now it's been turned over and Waterworth's got it for the Falcons.
And they can breathe a sigh of relief, in particular Dukes Kohiva. You can see some of the inexperience of playing at fullback. No communication with his winger, Sione Falala. Both of them running for the ball and neither of them coming up with it. And they put themselves under pressure, but good D in reply. They'll be disappointed, Akarana, not to come away with any points with that offering.
Porto with that carry. Always love watching Jerry Porto run the ball. 34 years of age now, but he runs like a 24-year-old. No question about it. The Vulcans, hard yards for them here. Good composure from them, though, so far. Tuafoy continues at dummy half. Here's the kick from Dion Fraser. Great kick. What a beauty. Now, where's that gone out?
Desperately looking for the touch. He doesn't give it. He doesn't give it.
It's going to be a Falcons play the ball. Gee whiz, that was so close.
What a great kick, great spot. We see Fraser just gets it off the boot, spots that the winger's up a touch, but gets it behind him enough. That's a real close one for me, Glenn.
Well, it is, but I think the touchy got it right. Very close call. But it's a great kick from Fraser regardless, because he was inside his own 30 there. And he did brilliantly. Fraser, ounce of luck, bounce of the ball, would have been a 40-20. Now here's Baker, beautiful pass. In fact, that's Wiki Tera again. He's had some strong runs in this game already, Wiki Tera. Ledger. Now into the game comes Harrison Sutton. Off the interchange today. Started the first 2 games of the Premiership at prop. It's come off the interchange the last 2. Ledger kicks away just in time there with Doyle putting pressure on him. Bounce a little awkward here for Kohiva. And he's just got it in the nick of time.
Again, the Vulcans having some trouble with some of the kicks in behind. You can't let it bounce. They've got to learn to take it on the full. And Francis Ledger will have a field day spotting those gaps if that keeps happening.
Yeah, 100%. Now Falala, that's a good run. 3rd game for him in this campaign. Here's Williams. Fakai Williams driven back strongly. Really good tackle by Sutton. Got all of Williams on that occasion. Now Fraser forced to take a carry this time. Doyle into dummy half. Straight down the throat of Baker, who spilled it.
And that's 1-1, both fullbacks coming up with the dropsies on the kicks. That one had no pressure on him. They'll be disappointed with that one, JB Baker. Because it was a kick out of nothing. And at first glance, I thought it was the wrong place to kick it, with the fullback sitting right there. But with them not being able to take it, the Vulcans go on the attack once again.
Yeah, let's see. Navajo Doyle out there now wearing 21 for the Vulcans. Equally adept as a hooker or a middle forward or a 5/8 as well. Versatile player. He's wearing 21 for the Vulcans. Now Beale. Torfoy continuing at dummy half. Pat Sipley. Well, this game has been promised to be tight, and that's exactly proving that way in the first 27. So a penalty here for the Vulcans. No thought of taking the 2 points. Let's go for the try. Here's Beale. Torfoy. Doyle. A strong run by Buddha Doyle. And coming close down to the line. He's a strong man. Torfoy playing it here. In fact, he's full to defence. Sipley. Simply can't get it down. Great goal line D again by the Falcons. Top 4 again. Here's a chance for Doyle. Oh, what a tackle that time from Sutton. Last play now. And it's Retzlaff, who I think has powered over to score the try. They just have to, well, they just ran out of numbers under the post there, the Falcons. And the vet, Herman Retzlaff, has got the 4 points.
Well, they kept knocking and kept knocking, and finally they had to kick the door down, and Retzlaff, he's the man to finally get over. They tried with Sipley, they tried with Doyle. Great tackle from Sutton to stop Doyle. And To'ofoy finally gets a one-on-one for Retzlaff. And Sutton unable to back up his initial great tackle with another one. The Vulcans get their second, and the kick to come straight in front. You'd think the scoreline will be 10-4. And we go back to that drop kick from Baker. And the Vulcans taking the chance that was offered to them.
Well, Herman Retzlaff, it's just awesome to still see him playing. He was originally signed back in 2009 by the Warriors. They were talking 16 years ago when he was in his early 20s. And there's the conversion attempt. Goal by Doyle. So it is 10 points to 4. It's the Vulcans in front. There he is, Herman Retzlaff, played for Otago Scorpions this year. Of course, they played in the Sharman Cup final. And they won it, actually, beating Hibiscus Coast in that grand final 22-20. So both Auckland club finals went down to the wire this year, which is what you want to see.
We talk about people like Retzlaff and Sipley, Tumai, those sort of players that are out here, been great servicemen to the game. And it's great to see them still being able to perform well at this level.
Yeah, 100% it is. But you can put a number of these players in that category. Really need to see them still turning up for rep footy year after year. Takai Williams with that carry. Here he is, Retzlaff, the try scorer. And nice and hard by Casey Tormai. Doyle. Thompson Karena is on there wearing 25. And also Marcus Fraser is out there now. And number 22. Thompson Karena, the former Waikato player. Muller. Back comes Beale on the inside. 9 minutes left in this first half. There's the kick from Muller. Oh, that bounce is pretty good for the Vulcans. Going back here is Hawalaisa, Mount Albert Lions winger. First game for the Falcons this year for him. Good line speed there from the Vulcans. Just feel like they might be just getting on top at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit of fatigue, looking like it's setting in for the Falcons side. Taking a little bit longer to get back behind the ball. And that's what I was talking about, the longer kicks that Francis Ledger's got to try and employ.
Here's Williams. Yeah, they might want to concede more points. Akarana, they've got to guts it out here. Lyman in a dummy half now. Here's Sutton. Lyman, a versatile player, as we see the kick there from Annandale. That's good distance on that kick. Here comes Jerry. Here comes Jerry. Wind up, Jerry. Come on. Good chase coming down from Caleb Lyman.
No, they weren't going to fall for the bluff. He's trying to talk to Dukes Kahiva like he was going to pass the ball. He had no intent of passing it.
Now here is Kahiva with the next carry. Elias Harrison Sutton made some big tackles since coming into the game for the Falcons. Again, the Falcons, or the Vulcans rather, looking effective. Bring the ball off their own goal line. Falala with that carry. Now here's Doyle with the next one. Handled by Casey Tormai. Here goes Fraser. Karena. Now Retzlaff. Ooh, just couldn't quite link up there, and Sutton's got it for the Falcons, and still going. Good run from Harrison Sutton.
Yeah, be disappointed with that offload. Retzlaff and just taken welcomely by Sutton. And as soon as you think, defence turns to attack.
Solomona with that carry. Annandale setting up as Trent Shamkul, who's still out there. Putting in some good minutes. Start of this game. Now Ledger looking to get Wikitera into the game again. Wikitera being one of the stars for the Falcons so far in this contest. Good play from him as Tate. Tate has a crack at the line here. Lyman again. Now Tormai going to have a crack himself. The captain very close to scoring. Good try-saving tackle by Thompson Karena. Out it comes to Ledger again. All good hands. Don't know if that's been knocked on or it has from Wikitera as a tough pass.
And a nice read from the winger, Sione Falala. On that danger man, Wikitera from the Falcons. And he shut him down. I think if they can keep attacking that edge, they'll come up with some joy. There's a little bit of disconnection at the moment with Fotu and the rest of his defensive line, which is keeping Falala back. And they're starting to sense there's a chance there, the Falcons.
Well, that left edge with Wikitera and Tate, both young players for the Falcons, getting some experience here. Tate, number 11. Oh, that's been lost by the Vulcans. What were they doing running that inside their own half like that?
That's two disappointing errors in 2 sets now. And yardage coming off their own end, just piling pressure on themselves. The Vulcans,
wow.
See what the Falcons can put together here and try and tie up the scoreline.
I just wonder if the Falcons sold them a bluff there. Give them a little bit of space just to make sure they run it. Williams with that carry. Now here's Sutton again. I've got to say, if I was a rugby league player at the moment, I always want to have Mike Williams on my team rather than against me. Here is a run from Annandale. Oh, he's through. Scores the try. The defence from both teams has been top-notch through this first 35 minutes until that moment right there. And there is the Falcons getting their second, and it's Hawaiki Annandale.
Yeah, great running by Hawaiki Annandale, who's been dangerous. Whenever they've gone down the right-hand side, they've been purposeful, as I said before. And there was disconnection on the right-hand side defensively for the Vulcans, and that was the case here. You can just see Tuifua come out of the line, leaving Dukes Koiva on his own on a big man like Hawaiki Annandale. He can't be doing that one-on-one, that left hand, as he says, dancing away. And he gets try number 2 for the Akarana Falcons this afternoon. Similarly to the Vulcans, the kickers under the post, you'd expect this to be 10-all.
Well, they've touched out a pretty tough period there, the Falcons. They touched on earlier, they were looking a little bit under the pump. But not only have they not managed to concede more points, they've actually put 4 on them themselves. So Ledger try and lock the scores up. So 10-all is the score. Very nice try by that man there. Hawaiki Annandale. 28 years of age, and this is his 3rd straight year playing for the Falcons after being a Vulcans player back in 2022.
And both teams being punished for simple errors in the wrong parts of the field. Go back to the Baker knock-on, which led to Ritzlav's try. And then the Vulcans trying to play a short side, goes into touch. And then there was no stopping Hawaiki Annandale. Concentration and focus on keeping the ball. Being disciplined is going to be a big talk from the coaches.
100% is Tate. Only 19, Waka Tate. Here's a little dab out of dummy half from Caleb Lyman. Both these guys, Warriors juniors. Ledger again, and now Falcons looking to play some footy here. line comes Timor Williams. He was in the Fox Memorial Team of the Year. Had a very good season for Ponsonby. And now here's Solomona. Lyman. Here's the kick from the try scorer, Annandale. Oh, good little pick up there from Jerry Porto. Oh, has he been ruled to have lost it forward there into Annandale? Not impressed with that call from Paki Parkinson, was the winger.
I think he's trying to say that there was a shoulder charge that loosened the ball, but the focus for yourself as the ball carrier, regardless, has got to be on your ball retention. You see the ball come loose there. It was a nice shot from the Vulcans, in particular Hawaii Annandale, the try scorer, to dislodge the ball.
Well, he's already saying there was a shoulder charge there, but referee Parkinson not having any of that. Big chance here for the Falcons to take the lead for the first time in the game. What a time it will be right on half-time. Wikitera! Wikitera! He's only a couple of metres short. Watch Mike Williams. You will have a crack from dummy half, surely. There he goes. Very close to getting it down as well, Mike Williams. Wikitera. Baker. Ledger. Nicely timed passes always from Ledger. And straight through goes Caleb Lyman. And the 21-year-old has scored. What a last couple of minutes here for the Falcons.
And what a great substitution he's been, Caleb Lyman. As you said, he's got some versatility. He's got some experience being in the Warriors and the Bulldog systems, playing in the dummy half, threatening, been dangerous, had a couple of dangerous runs. But it's that disconnection again in the Vulcans' defensive line. As they try to shift it out from the corner, Francis Ledger, Retzlaff shoots out. Fraser shoots out of the line, another one-on-one. And the issues defensively are compounded by the errors that they're coming up with, the Vulcans. Another error being punished fully.
Yeah, Caleb Lyman had a bit of time in the Warriors New South Wales Cup team this year. He had 8 games this season for the Warriors in the New South Wales Cup. So quite a bit of experience there. Here goes Ledger. Right on the stroke of half-time here. And what an excellent finish to that half there for Akarana, with 2 converted tries in the last 5 minutes. And that's seen them take the lead for the first time in the game at a perfect time for them. 3 tries to 2 it is in the first half. 16-10. It's still game on with the next 40 coming shortly here from Massey Park in Papakura. Well, second half not too far away here at Massey Park and Papakura, and a good competitive game of New Zealand Rugby League Men's Premiership here between Akarana and Auckland, with 3 tries to 2 in the first half to the Falcons. Definitely wouldn't discount the Vulcans though. Coming right back into this match. Feels like this game's going to go down to the wire. Reminding you too that we have that women's match coming in just over an hour between the Akarana Falcons and Counties Manukau. Both teams unbeaten. Bit of a breeze behind the Falcons. The start of the second half. Here comes Herman Retzlaff. Got a try in the first half. Here comes Akarana. Fraser continues at dummy half. Clive Tuifua with that carry. Fraser again, Retzlaff. Never shy on rolling his sleeves up, Herman Retzlaff. In his lengthy career, but there's a little error at the play of the ball there. There's a little unforced errors just starting to get to the Auckland Vulcans.
Yeah, not the start they would have wanted, the Auckland Vulcans. First set, playing against a team that would have gone into half-time really confident in their performance in that last 10 minutes of the first half. And a big chat would have been to complete their sets, get through, talk about ball security, and then drop the ball, play 5 straight after half-time.
Tate with that carry. Well, the Falcons, they are looking to pounce and really kick clear of the Vulcans. Lyman into dummy half. Nice pass from Tormai. Short ball is good there from Annandale, but again, good defence that time by Williams. Baker. Nice energy and enthusiasm into this set by the Falcons. Annandale. Flat pass to Casey Tormai. Lyman assesses the situation. Looks at the options. Annandale back to Ledger. Try and kick here for Williams. Oh, it's lost. That could be a try to Wikitera. And it is going to be a score. Taipari Wikitera has gone over for another 4-pointer for the Falcons.
And a great kick from the Falcons straight into the corner. He had a big say in the whole set. Hawaii Annandale playing down the right-hand side. Didn't quite happen, and he linked up with Francis Ledger out here on the left. And there was a kick that wasn't taken by Sione Falala. The referee said it went backwards. Nonetheless, they were the first ones to get to the ball. See Francis Ledger put it up. Not able to take it cleanly. A lot of pressure coming from Mike Williams on Falala. Wikitera gets reward for some of his hard work in the first half by getting the first try. Well, the second stanza.
Yeah, Taipari Wikitera, Warriors SG ball player and Jersey Fleet player last year. Promising setter. So Ledger, good percentage so far in this game. Missing just the one, and it was from wide out as well. Yeah, Wikitera played a couple of games for the Warriors jersey flag last year, and he played 2 games for the SG Ball this year. So he's a young player, and there is Ledger. Swinging that one around nicely. 22 points to 10.
You can see that Wikitera's got some ability. A very powerful athlete with ball in hand. He's taken some stopping all afternoon and just been able to read where the ball was going to be on that occasion to get his 4-pointer. Just a little bit of an uphill battle here for the Vulcans.
Yeah, all of a sudden they have been put back on their heels, haven't they? Lyman, I'm going to capitalise out a dummy half, the New South Wales Cup player for the Warriors this year. Here's Ledger. Baker up into the line, Sutton. He's been very good off the bench. Honest Toiler up the middle of the field, Harrison Sutton. Baker stays in the line. Now Tormai, Akarana, it's a good set. They're over the halfway line. Solomona playing the 12 jumper today. A little error there from Ramos Solomona. And that might be the kickstart for the Vulcans. Get them back into this contest.
Yeah, it may very well be. Sometimes you need that spark and a little boost of confidence from the error, but we go back to the start of the set. Caleb Lehman getting out of dummy half, just creating the momentum for the Falcons to get on the front foot. It was a very, very good set up until that last play. Breathe a sigh of relief, the Vulcans.
Well, got to get to this kick here, very least. Kauhiva. Play the ball from 4-2. Now here comes Thompson Akarana again. Doyle back to Retzlaff. Again, Harrison Summer. Big defence there for the Falcons. Fraser. Oh, and it's not there for the Vulcans, and that's messed up too by the Falcons. So a couple errors both ways there.
Yeah, whether that was a little bit of miscommunication or mistiming. And Fraser trying to get a play coming off underneath him, trying to get the defence dragging. Couldn't be taken cleanly. It's 2 for 2 now. Sets with errors for the Vulcans. Not the start that the coaching staff and Simon Yeremia in particular would have wanted.
Yeah, not looking flash in this first 6 minutes for sure. Ledger. That's Tate standing out on the back line. Oh, and now a little error from Waka Tate.
Just getting a little bit sloppy here in the game. Simon Yeremia and the coaching staff of Jeff Morton and Henry Nichols for the Falcons will both be getting the messages onto their teams to get some focus back. Simple play the ball area, lack of concentration. And just the game's waiting for one of these teams to really take control.
Fraser looking to do just that. It's Dion Fraser. Marcus Fraser in at dummy half here. Now an honest run from Clive Tuifua again. Doyle handles back to Retzlaff. Fraser off the offload from Herman Retzlaff. Doyle trying to bounce out of those tackles just behind the ruck, get that little offload at Kauhiva. Good footwork from Deuce Kauhiva. It's looking likely here for the Vulcans all of a sudden. They've really got to be the next scorers in the game. Doyle to spread it out to Dion Fraser. Short ball is good there to Tuifua, who's lost it.
Not sure if the referee is saying the Falcons knocked it on first, but a promising play from the Vulcans here. Navajo Doyle's had a big say in how they've attacked this play. A wonderful line from Clive Tuifua, the left back row for the Vulcans. Couldn't quite control the ball. But that spark that we spoke about almost brought them to life there.
Yeah, definitely. Now the Falcons survive. Oh, Williams gone high there on Timor Williams. Again, that just lets all the potential pressure off, doesn't it?
You can just feel it. Feel any pressure that they were putting on the Falcons side. Now the high tackle from Takaya Williams just releases that bubble, but the ball's come loose again.
Another error. So error-ridden, error-laden last couple of minutes here. Vulcans are going to get another crack here.
Both teams just gifting the opposition opportunities. And a loose carry there. And that in some instances in the first half was given a penalty.
That's right. Well, it's all on the Vulcans here. Muller. Now here's the carry from Beale. I reckon they're going to get Sam Waterworth and Pat Sipley back out there, the Vulcans, pretty soon. They were very effective when they were on the field early in the match. Taught 42. Good to see him back out there, just rejoining the fray. Here's Retzlaff. To'ofoy again. Doyle, Muller. Short ball to Beale is good, but well read by the Akarana defence. Coming up, making that tackle was Ledger. To'ofoy again. Doyle, that's Fraser. It's an angled run here from Tuifuru again. Last play now for the Vulcans. Fraser. Oh, don't know about that from To'ofoy. Well,
No.
again, I think he got sucked into having a crack there by the Akarana defenders.
Yeah, they tried to shoot up from the outside, which at first glance would seem like he's lost all his opportunities, but he's got to try and play deep and play backwards, and that's where the halfbacks really need to step up. They've got to pay a compliment to the defence of the Falcon side as well. They were on it on that set.
And Dow. Ooh, getting close to the sideline there. He's lost it as Paualaisa. Oh, that's a keen Vulcans defence again, paying dividends.
And they give an opportunity once again. You see Paualaisa just trying to burn them with some speed, but they get the defenders around. Was he in touch? Did he knock it on? Take your pick.
Oh, it's Porto in there disrupting anyone. Now, Pat Sipley is back out there. Muller. That's Kauheva. Well, tackled by Cess Ledger. Little dab from dummy half. Going to end short of the line. That was from 4-2 that time. Muller. Doyle again. Sipley run that inside line, but Doyle, no obstruction. Here's Sipley again. Always been a hard man to tackle. To'ofoy again has been caught in possession on the last, close to the line.
A couple of poor plays from To'ofoy, and I'm sure if he had his time again, he'll look to run some pass plays. You're right. I think they need to get Waterworth back on. A big fella through the middle who can use his hands and play the ball. You see the fatigue factor really affecting the Falcons here, where the Vulcans can tighten up. See if they can force another error.
Yeah, it's Williams out of dummy half. And there's a penalty coming for the Falcons. Again, just lets all the intensity and pressure off them.
And because of that fatigue, the Falcons had no shape. They weren't threatening. They were looking at dummy half runs. And defensively, it was nice and easy for the Vulcans to deal with. And just an inability to be disciplined. And they jumped the line. And as you said, just let the pressure valve way off.
That's Lennox Easthope who's out there now. Interesting player coming out of Wellington. Warriors jersey flex squad member earlier on in the year. Didn't get a game for them. A former Hurricanes rugby underage rep, and there's a high tackle coming in from Muller.
Yeah, the second high tackle. And you just get a feeling, emotions are bubbling away here. Good work by referee Pucky Parkinson. Just to assert his control on the game. Speaking to Navajo Doyle to have a chat to his players. A couple of high tackles now.
That one on Baker from Muller. Yeah, Doyle, a co-captain today with Sipley for the Vulcans, and now the Falcons can really kick clear if they can take this opportunity here. As Wiki Tera got a try earlier in this half. The only try scorer in the second half so far, Sutton. Getting under the tackle there of Sipley. Here's the play from Lyman at dummy half. Now Baker's into the line. Timor Williams. Here comes East Hope again. He's thrown himself into the game, isn't he? Timor Williams again. Good hands from Annandale. Ledger. Well, they rushed up on him quick. 4-2 it was. Annandale spilled right there on that occasion, though, unfortunately, by Wakatate. Very close to another try.
And unfortunate for the Falcons. Smart play. On the play before, they knew that the centre Fortu had rushed in and made the tackle and was out of position. So they played to the spot where he would have been defending. Had he got the ball, they would have scored. A nice read, some smart football.
Falala with that carry, and now here's Williams. Ooh, little mistake again by the Vulcans, and they are their own worst enemies at the moment, Willie.
Yeah, just every opportunity they're getting from the Falcons, they're just gifting it back too easily. Two good plays and get some attack rolling up the field, and they come up with a play of the ball area. Fortunate for Takaya Williams. Just every area you feel that they come up with, they get closer to that scoreboard, getting a little bit further away from them.
It's Lyman with that scrum feed. Now here's Mike Williams again. Mike Williams! Almost a brilliant solo try. He is so capable of doing that every single game he plays. Annandale. Collins coming here, move back out there now. Hits Casey Tormai. Collins coming here again. Shamkul. Here's a pass from Lyman. Hasn't hit the mark there, unfortunately. And yep, thrown into touch. Wikitera really had no option there. Lyman will be disappointed he didn't hit the mark with that pass.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Lyman thought that the winger was going to be out there. The winger being Mike Williams, who had made the big carry off the scrum. As we have a look, right foot step from Williams. Gets through a couple of defenders, gets through Kohevo, who just gets enough on his ankle and forces him to trip over himself. And an error and just prevents the Falcons from trying to increase their lead.
Well, Dix Kohevo knows all about Mike Williams. They were teammates for Niue in an international a few years ago. And there's a good solid tackle there from Fraser on Williams. That's Taipati. Rather Takaya Williams, but there was no knock on. Porto with that carry. Run right in the shoulder there of Akarana's winger Pawalaisa. Now, a bit of an overlap here. Here's a chance for Falala. Did well not to get in front of that. Make that a forward pass. 4-2 at dummy half. Now Muller. Change of tactics this time. Oh, it's nicely gathered by Akarana. Very nice take there by East Hope. It was.
There's still a lot of time in this game. I just feel like watching this and see some of the pictures and reading the body language that fatigue is affecting the Falcons a little bit more than the Vulcans. So if they can just repeat what they've done there and complete their set, just kick it down the field, they'll just keep trying to drain them.
And there's still 20 minutes to play. And the Falcons really need to be the next scorers. Maybe Williams can bust them open again. Here he is again. What a ball carrier he has been and has been in this game.
What a beast.
Collins Kamuhemu. Now Wikitera. There's Lyman's kick on the last. Kohiva. Vulcans don't have field position on this set. 4-2, dummy half. Looking a little bit disorganised in these first couple of tackles too. As Falala.
Yeah, not too many people willing to put their hand up here. They need some big carries from their outside backs.
Kyle Williams with that one. And here goes Fraser again. And Dion Fraser. Another high tackle. Is it offside?
You can see for the Falcons side just how dangerous Mike Williams is. I think he's going to be the threat for them to try and get themselves some more points. He's definitely the threat to get him down the other end of the field. I think for the Vulcans, if they can get Dukes Cohiva around the ball, he'll come up with something.
Well, there's two great carries to start the set from Pat Sipley and Desi To'ofoe. Dion Fraser at dummy half now. Here's Sipley again. Now, has that been touched and knocked forward by that Falcons player? It has. So going to be a scrum here for the Vulcans. 10 metres out. And this really has to be points out of this.
Yeah, I think it's time. They've had opportunities up here earlier in the half. Haven't been able to take them. With that fatigue factor that I'm talking about, in the Falcons' defensive line, you've got to try and set it up and go at the right targets, and I'm sure they can get themselves over the line. I'm still adamant the dummy half scoot isn't going to work for them.
Well, let's see if they can. They're going to take your advice here. Porto driven back. Here's Waterworth. Good tackle from Tate. He's nicked it out of his hands, but that's going to be a penalty surely, because there were, I think, 3 in the tackle there. Sipley. Oh, it's not often you see Sipley slow to get to his feet, but he is on this occasion.
And just holding his ankle here. Wait for the trainer to get on. I like the fact that he thought better of trying to get an offload. Great mark of leadership, showing some composure for his teammates to follow. Yeah.
A little left ankle, little very awkward there for Sipley.
Bit of magic spray.
Well, exactly. He's never given me the impression down through the years, Sipley, I've called him that he's ever felt pain. I think it's the first time I've ever seen him be injured. Now that's Doyle. Good pass. Muller. Again, well read by the Akarana defence, though. Tommy Beale was shut down comfortably in the end there by the Akarana defence. Muller again. Here's Doyle. To'ofoe again. And now Retzlaff. Herman Retzlaff is there for his second try.
And well done, Herman Retzlaff. Running with full determination. They change an angle with To'ofoe. And just making defenders double up. It gets nice and low in a position where it was impossible for the defence to stop him from getting over the line. He gets number 2 for the afternoon. And the first try for the Vulcans in this second half. And a welcome try for them after having some opportunities go begging earlier in the half.
Yeah, again, Retzlaff got that knack of finding the try line with his hard charging runs, 22-14. And that's kept alive the Vulcans' chances in this game. Doyle with that conversion back to 6 points. 22-16, 17 minutes to play. Herman Retzlaff, 2 tries in the game now. And the Vulcans right there.
Some very, very impressive middle forwards from both teams in this match. Sutton's had a big afternoon for the Falcons, along with Shumkle, and of course Shipley and Waterworth for the Vulcan side, really doing a job and rolling their sleeves up, doing some of the tough stuff that their teams have needed.
Well, still game on here. Good to hear the enthusiasm on the sideline.
We've had some enthusiastic cheering, or we've had some coaching from the sideline.
Porto, he's having a tough day with his carries, but Retzlaff likewise. But they love it. Now Waterworth, a little bit of a juggle there. Lots of chatter on the sideline, which is great. Now Doyle. Kick from Muller downfield now. Just holding up in that breeze a little bit. Bounce is good there for Baker. Good chase by Beale and by Fortu. Wikitera. Not getting through Desi Torfoy or Sam Waterworth. Now that penalty is interesting. Didn't see much wrong with that one.
Torfoy looks a little bit confused with the ruling. He had no intention of stripping the ball, but his hand was around the ball when it comes loose. But I don't think there's any stripping action. But again, it's one of those we've seen this afternoon from referee Parky Parkinson.
Yes, indeed. The Falcons. Eliu, that's a good carry. Oh, he's lost it though. Well, now what can the Vulcans do with this possession? They've got the energy to come back into this contest. Takaya Williams tries to spark up. Well handled by Waka Tate and Trent Shamkul. Now 4-2. Really can't afford any more unforced errors in this game, the Auckland Vulcans. Here's Retzlaff. Running straight into Casey Tormai. Doyle. Good hands there from Muller, and it's Beale. Difficult pass for Tommy Beale to capture there, but probably should be grabbing that one.
Yeah, it was a poor pass here from Navajo Doyle, low from Muller, and he just carries on the sequence of poor passing, and wasn't taken there by Beale. Knocked it on, and just follows the order of how the afternoon has gone here for the Vulcans. So many errors.
Yeah, they really have been forced to guts it out on many occasions due to those errors. Here's Wikitera. Here's Williams again. Now the error coming from Tate.
Unforced errors from both sides. Just continuing. As you see, 16 minutes to go in the game. Still very much in the balance. Again, it's going to be about who can control this footy.
Yeah, it definitely will be. Right, let's see what Fraser can do with this. That's Kauhiva. Doyle, Waterworth. Looking better shape here from the Vulcans. Torfoy. Nice hands from Doyle this time. Wisely takes the tackle himself. Can't get the arms free for that offload though. Bring in Jarding Naomo, who's back out there now. Here comes the big fella. Well handled by the front rows there on the Falcons. Shamko. Ilaiu. Doyle again at first receiver. Now Fraser. Here's Muller. 4-2. Lovely little pass back to Kauhiva. That was nice. But it's the last tackle. Duke's cool, however, just couldn't quite get his arms free to keep the ball alive.
I like the adventure to try and play on last play, almost get him on the edges, but they turn it over in the right part of the field. Who's willing to put their hand up for the Falcons now?
Timor Williams. Tate. Oh, dropped by Mike Williams.
You can see the frustration on the Falcons players. Just when they've defended really, really well on their try line. The try from Mike Williams in the first half. And putting pressure on Falala for Wikatera to score. And when they've been able to control the ball, Mike Williams has been a real handful. Again, getting out of dummy half. It's been very, very dangerous for this Falcon side.
Well, let's see what 4-2 can do here. First of all, he's got to stay in the field of play. Do not want to be dragged into touch on the first tackle when you're trailing by 6 with 9 minutes left. Beale. Hard-working back rower. Torfoy again. Doyle. Now Fraser. This is nice. Here's Williams. Well handled, though. Over there by Timor Williams. Porto at dummy half. Gives it straight to Sipley. He's going to try and barge over. Timor Williams in there making another tackle on Big Pat Sipley. Speaking of big, Jarding Naomo. He's going to be held up over the line now. I get the feeling this is the key moment in the game for the Vulcans.
It's here for them. It's here for them if they want to take it, if they can design the right play and finish with some discipline.
A little short play on their left edge. Here's Fraser getting free. It's a try. Torfoy, well, he had a couple of cracks from dummy half earlier in this half, which resulted in him being caught in possession twice, but there he is in the right position. And with the kick to come, we're seemingly going to be locked up with just a few minutes left in this one.
Yeah, he's toiled all afternoon and tried to get himself a burrowing try to get his name on the score list, but he's just had to play up the middle support role for Dion Fraser, who went bang, bang, left foot, beating a couple of desperate defenders into Torfoy, who had too much power. He's played above his size and weight this afternoon, as he usually does, dives over for a nice try. And you said it had to come in this set, and with the kick to come, we could have a tied up scoreline with 6.5 minutes leading us to a grandstand finish.
Let's see. All goes on Navajo Doyle here. And there it is, locked up scoreline. 22 all. It's been a brave comeback here by the Vulcans. Does it feel like this game has got more points in it, Willie? What do you reckon?
I'd like to say that it has with 7 minutes to go, but neither team have been really good at controlling the footy. They've both turned it over in crucial parts of the field. And I think it's a side that can work themselves away from their own end better than the other will come away with something.
It's a great kickoff. Going back to pick it up was Fraser, who's had a solid game in the 7 jumper to this afternoon, and now Waterworth. Jardine Naumore, good run by the front rower. That's put the Vulcans on the front foot. And the ruck speed is good too. Fraser can sense an opportunity. Look at Sipley charge up. Back over the halfway line, the Vulcans go. Little penalty, little error. There's the mistake from Schaumkuhl. And now momentum is back with the Vulcans.
A couple of big carries from their big men when they needed it. They were very, very good to start the game. Jardine Naumore and Sipley. And get them over halfway, win a penalty. And given the control of the football match at this point in time with 4.5 to go.
Now Henry Nicholas, the coach for Akarana, not looking quite so confident on the sideline now. Torfoy, here's Jardine Naumore again. Brave tackle coming from Delano. Atai's out there now. Here's a chance for Doyle. Navajo Doyle. Lyman really holding on for grim life there as Waterworth has a crack. Oh, he's lost it. Penalty for the strip though. Oh, Waterworth maybe getting away with one there. Francis Ledger not impressed with referee Parkinson's decision.
Well, they can't be too disgruntled either team because they've gone for both sides and gone against both sides this afternoon. It's just the fact that it's a crucial time right in front of the sticks, and the Vulcans choose to take the 2 to rescue the lead back that they held early in the game and were behind from just before half-time.
Well, Sam Waterworth, the man with the big play right there. Well, it's all on Navajo Doyle. Very handy kick here as he tries to keep his 100% kicking record. Also wasn't on the field when Porto scored his first try. That miss was from Kauhiva. And there is the Vulcans back in front. Well, that's a brave comeback from them. They were down 22-10 earlier in this half. And now have scored 14 straight points to take the lead with 2.5 to play.
You mentioned after 15 minutes at the start of the second half, there was a lack of impetus through the middle for the Vulcan side, and they needed to get their starters on. And that's when their fortunes have turned around, when they've got Sipley, Jardine Naumore and Waterworth back on the field. They've not only gained ascendancy, but they've gained control of the scoreboard.
How about that play from Porto right there? That was impressive.
I'm not sure if the coaches thought so.
Exactly. Could have bounced anywhere. Now Sam Waterworth. Torfoy. Now Doyle. I don't think we'll see anything flash here from the Vulcans. Just want to get to their kick. Get it down as far downfield as possible. And ask the Falcons, well, if you're good enough, you're good enough. With that last set. Akarana. Away goes Torfoy. Good carry there. Brave tackle there by Delano Atai.
Oh, he split. There's some claret there from Torfoy. That was a big collision.
Yeah, it looked like initially I thought Delano Atai might come out of that the worse. Oh yeah, nasty head clash there. I think both players might be in for an HIA there.
And this stoppage
helps the Vulcans.
Very much so. They get to set themselves up, put the kick perfectly where they need it to be. regardless of how set the Falcons are, they still get to put it in the area that they are most happy with and then get to go to defence with a little bit of energy as he starts to shape up, feeling like a boxer.
Well, it's all for you with that. Here goes the kick from Muller. Ooh, maybe wanted to get a little deeper than that. So this set here for the Falcons are on their 20. Ledger. Now Lyman forced to take a carry. Oh, Schaumkel not expecting it. Come on, Trent. That's a good run, as it turned out. Atai. Now Annandale. Oh, the chance here for the Falcons. A good run from Timor Williams out on that right edge. Awalaisa at dummy half. Annandale again. Trent Schaumkel once more. Atai. Annandale. We're going to find some space behind there. Oh, it's picked up by Kauhiva. 1 minute to play here. It's the Vulcans hanging on. Falala. Here's Akarana. Nothing flash here they want. They do not want to lose the ball or make a little error. And hello, what have we got here? We have exactly that.
Well, the referee's seen a knock on to the bemusement of Akarana. Did not see the ball come loose, but the referee, whether he's tipped up by his touch judge, you see Akarana go into contact. There's 3 players in the tackle. His hands around the ball the whole time.
Well, it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
And just to make this finish a little bit more exciting, Pucky Parkinson calls a knock on.
Well, I think if that went to the jury, at the very least, we wouldn't be getting a unanimous decision.
No, I don't think so.
Ooh, Ledger almost fouling that one up. That might have been a bit of justice. Maybe the justice is still coming for the Vulcans. This is Mike. It's going to be the last play here pretty much. Annandale. Where's Mike Williams? Give it to big Mike Williams again. Here's Annandale. Schaumkel. Run straight at Sam Waterworth. And that is going to be that. And the Vulcans have got the win. Excellent comeback by the Auckland Vulcans. Down 22 to 10. Poor two, he's a character, isn't he?
Well, that's just an indication of what we spoke about at the start of the game, about the bragging rights and the pride and what this game meant as far as the competition was concerned. Both of these teams were going to finish today. It was just their last hurrah, and who was going to walk away into the summer, the winner and the victor.
And it was the Vulcans who win it by 24 points to 22. But a good game of footy, that one.
Yeah, it was a great contest. It was a contest that was full of desire, full of spirit, got emotionally charged up there for a moment when the referee had to step in and just calm the players' emotions down a little bit. But both teams, I don't think neither would be too happy with their error rate and some of the errors that they came up with to put the opposition in control of the game. And at the back end of it, it was the Falcons who just gave the Vulcans too many opportunities, like they did at the start of the game for Potu, to go over and score the first of the afternoon.
Yeah, it was a good try, that one, but the Falcons struck right back. And this is Mike Williams. Watch the pickup here. The pass from Ledger is coming, and the pickup from Williams was first class.
Yeah, great sequence of play by the Falcons to get a big man out on the edge, and Mike Leo. And they get the defenders around, but then when they got on the try line, Retzlaff gets his first for the afternoon by powering over.
And then Akarana started to take over, didn't they, Willie? It was Annandale scoring before halftime, the second try.
Yes, it was all the Falcons. as we start to close out the first half, as the Vulcans' defensive line started to break and leak a couple of these tries, with Lehman just getting one before half time to make Henry Nicholas and Jeff Morton really, really happy as they went into the sheds.
Wiki Tiana did well to chase that one down, and that one was converted by Ledger to give the Falcons 22-10 lead. But then we saw Retzlaff power over, and that sparked a comeback.
Yeah, with 18 minutes to go and so many opportunities to score, they needed to take full advantage of that one, and they backed it up with Tohufoi, who threatened a couple of times but then got himself over the line. And they got fortunate with a penalty here.
And that ultimately was the match decider. Yeah, a couple of 50-50 calls going the Vulcans' way, particularly that one from Waterworth, which helped Doyle kick that goal. So there we are, 24-22. Good spirit amongst these two teams.
Yeah, they're close, and we said it at the start of the game, a lot of friends, a lot of mates, a lot of familiar opponents in this game. And the coaching staff do a lot of work together for the good of the game of rugby league in the city of Auckland. Congratulations to all of them, not just for today, but for their campaign this season.
Oh, great job by the Vulcans. And let's get some after-match reaction now. Navajo Doyle with Marco.
We're here with Bora Doyle from Auckland Vulcans. Comeback victory to finish the season. How was that?
It was awesome, mate. You know, it's good to be back out on these fields. Obviously, this is a brand new team, but I think we've all come quite close together. So, you know, we've got quite a good culture there, and I really enjoyed playing with them this year. And, yeah.
Took us through the season. How have you built on your performances?
Obviously, the first game we went down to counties, and you know, I think after that game we just come back together, and you know, we built our culture up, and yeah, like I was saying before, you know, we're just a real tight bunch, and yeah, it's been good. We're just building and building each week up until this game today.
Who's been supporting the team this season?
Everyone's been good, you know, like obviously we've got a lot of fans and stuff, all our supporters. All these boys, you know, they're good bunch of boys to play with, and you know, they're got lots of energy, and yeah, they're good. And, yeah.
Congratulations, you finished the season on a high. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff from Navajo Doyle.
And I like the fact that he recognises some of the support that people give and the time they give up. They all do it voluntary, all the coaches and the managers, like Matt Penny's standing there from the Mount Albert Club.
You've got a whole bunch of Mount Albert Lions players there too, Willie. That's the that photo right there. Whoops, someone's missing. Proud club, of course, Mount Albert. And most of those guys played in that Fox Memorial final, so just went down to the Leopards too.
Yeah, they had a really strong season, and they were valiant in that grand final against Otago, who were the front runners for so long, and they really challenged them and took it to them in that grand final. Unfortunate for them, Otago were too good.
Exactly. Let's get some after-match reaction now from the Akarana Falcons. Got Casey Tormai.
We got Casey Tormai from Akarana Falcons. Close game, fell off a bit at the end.
Yeah, a few errors and our discipline let us down at the end. I thought we were in control for most of the match, but yeah, just unfortunate.
Looking at the season as a whole, you proud of what the boys have been able to achieve?
Yeah, definitely. It's been a real enjoyable campaign because, you know, it's a good mix of old and young boys. So it's good to be able to feed off the energy of the young boys and just, yeah, hopefully to see them on the big stage.
What will you take into next year?
Just the same old. You know, I'm happy for the season to end because it's been a long season, you know, sore bodies. But next year we just want to continue to grow this camp, this Akarana. We fell off over the last couple of years, so it'd be good to get us back to the top.
Who would you like to thank or acknowledge?
Just our sponsors, just the people who run everything behind the scenes, but just NZRL as well. Thank you.
Well done, Casey. Thanks heaps.
Well, even though those two teams are not going to feature in the final next week, It's going to be Counties, Monaco and Canterbury, who actually just beaten Wellington by 34 points to 20 in Wellington this afternoon. It's still a good season by Akarana and Auckland to round out the 2025 season. But in 10 minutes, we've got another match coming for you, and it's going to be a ripper too, with the women's top of the table battle is right on us now, and it is the Akarana Falcons and the Counties Monaco Stingrays kicking off very soon here. And make sure you stay with us, because this game is going to be a ripper.